Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sunday Citizen, the show where I break down a week's worth of news for you in under 10 minutes. Let's get started. This week, Chris Roberts is in the UK, so we got another 10 for the designers with producers Darren Vorlick and Travis Day. I'd like to highlight one question about PvP matchmaking in the persistent universe.
Basically, the economic system is what's going to be driving what is happening in the space between planets, right? So it's going to be establishing where the trade routes are going, what those trade routes are carrying. So you may see increased pirate activity if all of a sudden a commodity becomes let's say ore is mined on this one planet and it's unobtainium. And all of a sudden the demand for unobtainium throughout the galaxy goes through the roof, driving an increase in the price. That will increase the amount of pirate activity trying to obtain unobtainium. So this organic way in which things will flow back and forth driven by the economy will help to inform what things you encounter as you fly.
This week on Around the Verse, we learned that Star Citizen won the most anticipated crowdfunded game at South by Southwest. CIG had a week-long promotion allowing gamers to play Arena Commander for free. A lot of new citizens joined up, so to all new backers, I'd like to say welcome. Remember, the game is still in pre-alpha. Expect bugs, connection problems, and a general lack of content until later this year with Squadron 42, the single-player campaign, and after that, the PU beta. Let's look at the highlights of this week's studio reports. In Santa Monica, we learned that the P-35 Merlin, the Misk Freelancer, and the Drake Herald are in the ship pipeline. I'm pretty happy to hear that the Freelancer is finally getting some love, as it seems like it's been forever since we've had any updates on it. In Denver at Ilphonic, we learned that a new zero-G previs animation is in the works. It's meant to help animators and coders get a better idea of how to execute this new animation system. We also learned that they're still working on Iron Sight's functionality and recharge stations for energy weapons. Lastly, we learned that REC will be earnable in the forthcoming FPS module. REC from both Arena Commander and Star Marine will be usable in the Electronic Access Store on the website. In Austin, they're working on art for props, including sculptures, solar panels, and a giant radar dish. The mining gameplay prototype is nearing completion and will be playable internally soon. The South by Southwest presentation, which I covered last week, became a video due to the audience at the show. Everything shown in the video is in the game. As a side note, to me it looks like the PU module or the Persistent Universe module will probably be delayed. Don't get your hopes up that they'll release it when they originally intended to next month. This week's sneak peek looks like a newer version of the Outlaw Light Armor revealed at PAX East. This week on Sandy's Facebook page, we got a look at some concept art for what looks like a very imposing port of entry in Levski, as well as 2 more pics of a mass driver. Now I'd like to cover a few highlights from this week's Reverse the Verse. It's a weekly live stream the community in Santa Monica does after Around the Verse, where they answer more questions in a more casual setting. If you have the time to watch it, you may learn some new info and get updates not mentioned anywhere else. At the same time, you'll probably hear the same answers to the same questions you've heard for months as well. That's why I'm here. Anyways, we learned that the star maps have been postponed, not due to technical blockers, but due to the lore not being complete enough. Both the engine and website tech is ready. They just want to release it when it's reasonably complete. We also learned that if you have alpha access, you'll get the FPS pass. If you don't have alpha access, you'll need to buy a separate FPS pass. If you had to buy an Arena Commander pass to play Arena Commander, then you'll have to buy a Star Marine pass for Star Marine. They may in the future release a Star Marine only module, as there has been some interest from a portion of the community that only wants to play FPS. The Gladius Free Flight week will be starting in about a week or so keep your fingers crossed and save up some REC to outfit that bad boy when it becomes available. The quote, extremely sexy F8 Lightning, unquote, is ready, but it's a special ship for Squadron 42, and there's no reason the UEE military would sell them to civilians, so they won't be selling it. You'll be able to see them in the Persistent Universe, and they'll be out there, but they're not being sold in advance. You might have to steal one from the UEE Navy in order to obtain one. The F8 Lightning has been called a quote, reward fighter, unquote. If you've played Wing Commander 3 or 4, you'll know there's always a ship you can fly towards the end of the game that absolutely dominates. Don't expect to see that easily available in the Persistent universe for a long while. Ben also confirmed that new modes, new maps, and a lot of other new stuff is being worked on for Arena Commander. Lastly, Linux support has been announced. Since CryEngine now supports it, so can Star Citizen. If CryEngine ever supported Mac, then so would Star Citizen. Platform support is beyond CIG's capability. They will continue to rely on Crytek support and engine updates. This includes VR implementation as well. The hotly anticipated Arena Commander 1.1 was released on Friday with a crap ton of new features. We got REC, which it turns out is now earnable in co-op Vandal Swarm. The Electronic Access Store is open and ready for players to spend their hard-earned REC. Multiplayer Free Flight is available, including the first implementation of the landing system, and the combat-ready Gladius, featuring the new dynamic damage system, is also in. There was also a bunch of bug fixes and gameplay tweaks, including reduced loading times and flight model optimization. With this release, CIG has moved over to new servers, which unfortunately have been running into unforeseen bugs, making finding and playing a match online nearly impossible. Expect fixes soon. I'd imagine the middle of the week. But for now, the recommendation is to just enjoy single player until the bugs are squashed. The new landing system was detailed in the release information. There will be two types of landing zones: governed, where you will need to get permission to land, and ungoverned zones where you don't. Landing without permission in a governed zone may be a punishable offense when the PU comes out. A player must be in the range of the zone they're trying to land on before requesting permission to land. After permission is granted, the radar becomes a landing guide interface that shows you where the platform is and your position relative to it. Once you're lined up, the screen will turn green and you're good to go. There are manual and automatic landing modes. Automated landing is much slower than manual, but should be very safe. Modes can be switched at any time during the landing procedure. Taking off may also require permission. Once permission is granted for takeoff, the ship will automatically raise to a safe height, then allow the player to switch between automatic, manual, or assisted modes. In the future, expect more varied landing environments, such as carrier landing and attaching to a docking collar. When the PU comes out, there will be other types of places that you can land. You will be able to land on most flat surfaces. That's it for this week's Sunday Citizen. Please like and subscribe and let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Take care, y'all. Peace.